Hey guys, welcome to the vlog, welcome to the studio. I spent the entire day so far just right here making music, working on the album, finishing or trying to finish another song. This is probably the most intense music producing period in my life ever. I'm just like non-stop making music and just working. Unfortunately, because of that, I don't have a lot of time to properly daily vlog anymore. So let's talk about like the album production workflow, the planning of it, basically how to make and realize an album. You don't have to stay. So first up, just to clarify, my album is more like a creative process. I'm not 100% sure if I will actually release it as an album, because nowadays an album doesn't make that much sense anymore. Like 20 years ago, an album was a standard because you needed enough songs to actually press them onto vinyl or CD to make it worth it. But since we don't have any medium anymore, it's all just streaming. Doesn't really matter. So the first step would be actually to already think if an album actually makes sense. I would say in 90% of the cases it doesn't. For me, again, it's more about the creative workflow, sitting here, collecting songs, making a bunch of them in one go and making sure that they have a similar style and at the same time make them different enough so that you do not really get bored listening to 10 or 12 of them. Second thing you should check is, are you actually ready? Are you ready enough as an artist? Do you have maybe a small fan base? Do you tour? Do you have enough streams? Do people even know who you are? As a small, very young artist just starting out, this project might be too much for you and just like stop you before you even get going. I'd say I'm, as an artist, barely like advanced enough to actually try and do one. I've already produced in the past albums for other people, so I know a little bit, or at least like parts of songs for albums. For one album in particular, I made 4 or 5 songs, never like the entire thing, but I was part of the album production process for other artists. The third thing is actually, what do you need to actually make an album? So if you're a singer-songwriter, you need songs, of course. You need already finished songs, at least written. Then you will need a producer. If you're a band, you will need a producer, a recording studio to record actually and to mix everything and get it done this way. And as a producer and DJ making electronic music, you actually don't need that much. I just need other people to sing, because that's one thing I can't do. So for my album, the first thing was checking for like vocals, top lines. I got all of that done, collected 12, 13 of them. I think I might even have 15, 16, and then get rid of a bunch that do not really fit into the album project. If you're not a producer yourself, money will be like actually the biggest problem, like money and time. You need the time to make the album, be part of the album. If you're a band, all of you need to have that time. If you're a singer-songwriter, you need to have that time. There are a lot of other things you usually have to take care of. Plus, it will, of course, cost you something. If you need a producer, this will cost you. I need vocals, I need singer-songwriters. This definitely cost me quite a lot, so I'm broke like never before actually, but still happy because it's good stuff. Basically, an album is like a statement as an artist. It's a creative workflow process. Plus, of course, an investment. You take the money you earned with your singles and you reinvest it into an album, into a bigger project. And hopefully a year later you will have more than you invested into your album. That's at least a plan. And whenever you plan an album or a single or anything in the music world, be very conservative with your estimates. So if you spend 10,000 on making an album, then maybe calculate with just trying to make those 10,000 back again. That's already like huge. If you break even with a single or your first album, that's massive. That's like huge, because you promoted yourself. You as a brand, as an artist, you're worth more because people are aware of you, and you didn't spend anything for it because you hit break even with your album. So that's definitely like the main goal, trying to break even. For example, a DJ is making a single, releasing it, pays the singer, pays the label 50% usually, or sometimes even more. then there's the distributor, the promotion. So all of this is really like, it's taking away almost everything, or it's taking away everything, but you get gigs. If you're lucky and your track performs really well, you might end up with like 2-3 gigs per month. And this way you will, of course, kind of have a return on your investment. So what else? Of course, there's like the promotion phase. Once you finish the album, you invested the money in recording it, getting the singers, songwriters. Once it's done, that's then a whole nother story, actually trying to promote it. As I said, nowadays it makes more sense to promote singles because you have way more control and you can focus way more on them. And due to streaming anyways, nobody's listening to the entire album start to finish. But you definitely need money. You need more money than you spend on making the album. Let's say the album costs you 50,000 for a band, maybe like a good production, good recording. You should actually spend like 4 or 5 times more on promotion. And at that point, that's usually so much that you can't pay for it yourself. You need a label that is believing in you, that likes the songs, and is actually like investing that money into you. Usually this kind of league of money, it's a major label, Sony, Universal, or Warner. They might pay for the promotion, use their promotional channels, their power as a major label, and try to push you as an artist. But be aware, they do this for 20 or 30, and 29 of them they don't make the investment back, and one is a huge hit and makes kind of all of the return for them. So after your first album, if it doesn't succeed, they will probably just kill you as an artist, drop you, not work with you anymore, but still keep you under contract just in case. So be aware, signing to a major might be nice, but it can also ruin your career. But back to my plans with my album, I'm not sure. Again, I will just finish it because it's like a creative process for me, and then I will check my options. I know quite a lot of people in the industry. I will send them the songs, get some feedback, send it out to labels. Maybe one label is interested in 2 or 3 tracks, maybe another one is interested in all of them, and then just see where I can get the best deal, like the label, the organization that helps me the most as an artist to advance, and make sure that these songs are heard by as many people as possible. That's like my main goal. My aim is like just like making my art and sharing it with as many people as possible. And for the sharing part, unfortunately, need money and investment and stuff like that. It's not my favorite side of the music world. I just love to create and make my music, but it's also part of it. Another huge part for me is actually my team. Without them, this project wouldn't even be possible because, as you know, we're renting out the studio. I have a label with over 30 artists, almost 2 years old. Accents is almost 2 years old, just like 4 more days, and we are celebrating a birthday. So they can keep running like the daily business and answer emails and stuff like that, so that I have more time to make music and actually work on this album. Again, time, money, the 2 most important factors. By taking a detour through like establishing the studio and everything, I finally got to a point where I can concentrate on making music 100%. This was basically always my dream, and it's not working. So huge thanks to the team. Table tennis.